Hello, children of the night, and welcome to Tarot Nights with the Hanged Empress. Here we do shadow work following the moon.
Yo, VI, play the beat.
Well, hello, Scorpio moon. Is this centered? Do we have this now? I feel like we're running a lot of programs through our minds, like preparing for whatever is happening, coming, has happened. Maybe even like retrospective conversations that we're having inside of our head over things. There's this high vibration with this Ace and Two of Cups. But I feel like there's something trying to like pop a bubble or poke into a bubble of some sort. Just a little anxiety trip. Maybe it's the sun. Maybe it's Uranus and Gemini. Maybe it's a lot of things. We're really thinking about how we can revolutionize, how we can change this time. What can we change now? All right. Gee, what can we change now? Expect a stack? The sun to be so bright. It's beautiful and so warm. Can I take these in story mode? Should we do these in story mode? Let's slow it down. I feel rushed, and that is all the more reason to slow down. Because we do have time to evaluate and sit with our feelings, sit with our cups. We have the time to really look and see from our inner child perspective what these cups are doing to us. Okay? All right. Slowing down. What these experiences, what these memories are doing to us, how they are shaping the way that we chase after our stars. And that's why our next card is the Queen of Wands, still talking to the gods, still getting right with her Lord. Getting right with her Lord. Needs to be said that way. But there is a higher sense of self that we are communicating with, that we are tapping into, possibly even evolving into. This has been my bit for a little while, and I think that the Gemini, Uranus, and possibly some of that Venus moving in there too, is a contributing factor to the essence of becoming the person, like the version of yourself that you've always looked to for guidance from yourself. You know, when you're in your mind throughout your entire life, you're always asking, what do I do? Who are you asking? You. And what version of you answers? What version of you do you visualize and see as your highest self giving you the best advice? That's what we're working on. That's what we're bringing in. That's what we're communicating with. And that brings the illumination of that Seven of Cups. Oh, there you are, Clean Cups. Bright and shining golden cups. It was me the whole time. Did you know it was you the whole time? It was you the whole time. It was your cup that you needed to clean and purify in order to properly see, draw in, attract, surround yourself with this new set of cups. It's like bringing home a brand new set of cups. You know, your cupboard's full of like mismatches of several different series of cups that have been broken, and you just got like one or two left of each, and it kind of sort of makes a set. And then you go out, you get dressed up, you get cleaned up, you go out on the town, and you come home with a brand new set of cups. Sorry, old cups. We're collective now. We're all together. We all shine in the same light. We all shine in the same way. The light doesn't shine on us in the same direction, in the perfectly same angle, but it catches all of our good sides. Three of Cups beneath. There was a lot of heartbreak from coming up from behind this energy. There was a lot of hardship. There was a lot to think about. We had a lot to think about, and we have a lot more to be thinking about. We brought this new set of cups home. What do we do with those old cups? What do we do with those old cups, those mismatched cups? Donate? So that's my first instinct always, is to find a place to donate if I've got stuff that is laying around that I don't use or need. I very rarely will just throw stuff in the garbage unless it's something that like energetically I don't feel like I should release out into the wild. You know, I'm a Virgo, I'm a thrifter, okay? I'll do my thrift shopping, garage sales, all of that stuff. I get nice things on the cheap. And I understand that energetically those things sometimes need to be cleansed. I have brought home things that had some bad attachments to them, and I had to deal with that, or my spirit team had to deal with that. So, something to be aware of. Is this worth thrifting and gifting, or is this something that needs to be thrown away? Because I see this nice little flower here, and that's telling me that there is something renewable in this resource. And if it is a resource and it is renewable, a thing that we can do to not disregard, disrespect it, is to pass it along. That doesn't mean to give it its direction. When I donate, I don't often, sometimes I take a thing and I'll give it to a specific person if I think it suits their needs. But more often, you know, you just take it to the nearest like thrift store that accepts donations, or even a consignment store. We have a few of those around too, where if it's really nice, you drop it off and you get a little something something back for it. You know, you get a little compensation. I just want to pull the next card because I feel like there's something else underneath here. You get a little bit of compensation back. A little bit of that light reflects back on you when you dump out the old energies, but you dump it in the right place. You know, garbage can be compost if you put it in the right place. Something that is no longer useful to you or is no longer serving you at your table could suit and serve somebody who doesn't have a lot at their table. So giving it anonymously and with no intention of where this is going or how this is going to serve, cleaning it of yourself before putting it out there, I think, is how we get that light to shine and reflect back on us. Oh, thank you, clouds. Thank you, clouds. Our timing this morning is a little bit off, so we got direct sunlight. It's fantastic. So great. Look, I have color, guys, just like a little bit. I don't glow in the sun anymore. Like some radiated monster from the deep. Okay, moving on. The sunlight is coming in. We are drawing in, attracting in with this Two of Wands. We are multiplying our candle lights of the spirit of the self and letting ourselves glow. Okay, sun. We're glowing. Fair enough. Fair enough. Five of Cups. A little more grown up. Oh, this inner child now can come back and refocus and look at this and evaluate. Oh, how many of those cups were even good? That's true. That's true. Well, I think it's about time we stand up and do something. We're getting up on one knee. We're starting to step up. We're stepping up into that next level character. We're grown. We're not showing our full face, our true face yet, but we have grown and we're stepping up in. Yeah. I don't even want to go too far on that. What can we really do here? Why do we need to keep hitting this home so hard over the head? But Seven Pentacles coming back to align. Yeah, it grew. I don't really know what it grew though. I don't really know where it went. I don't really know what it was doing. I don't know if I knew what I was doing. This might have been the first time I tried to grow this plant. This might have been the first time I tried to grow this kind of relationship as an adult, as a person that I haven't ever been before. You know, like it's something that I've always felt inside of me, but acting in it just really felt hard and disregarded whenever I did. So I was too afraid to go out there and really, really cut and prune those branches. Things kind of got away from me. Things kind of got away from me. There's a bridge. There's a bridge behind us. There are two cups, still worthy of drinking. And maybe those are the only two cups we need. Maybe we need to consider that and let this fruit go. Donate your food to participate with your local food pantries. There are families who benefit greatly. If you don't have food pantries, get them going. If you know a place that doesn't have food pantries, get them going. How many people go hungry? It's stupid. It's dumb. There's no reason with all this land and all this space that people are hungry or being poisoned. Standing up to that devil is just really giving me that like urgency, that urge and that urgency to be like, no, wait, though, for real, I just kind of want to like take this platform for a minute and express how important it is to stand up in the face of those doubts, insecurities. Like, what good would it do? What good is it to just take your stuff and donate it? Like, what does it matter? Who cares about those people? Like, that could be you, bro. At any given moment, you could take a false step, and that could be you. Pay it forward before you fall in to the hole of hell, into the pit of hell. Maybe make yourself a bridge. Maybe pave a little bridge. Maybe tie a little rope, you know, before you take that leap, just in case. Just in case. Sow those good oats. Sow some oats and grains. The grains of truth uphold against the largest of the devil's lies. And the devil is representative of all of the dark energy directed towards us internally and externally, and how it can overwhelm and sometimes swallow up our light. It is so much easier to get taken away into the darkness than it is to act in strength and accordance with this person that we are tapping into, which is us, the best version of us. There's all of the reason in the world for the entire army of hell to not want you to be your best and strongest self, to not want you to be unbreakable. You're not fun when you're unbreakable. That's why we got to learn how to do it, how to step into that power, how to be strong and resilient when it comes to acting courageously, acting valiantly, doing the right thing, doing the good thing. It's not always going to be easy, but it is the most important thing to keep our cups golden, to keep ourselves pointed in that right direction, to use proper techniques, and to not carry too much with us. Because the more bad spirits we take in, we take along, we take with us, the more susceptible we are going to be to corruption and falling into those dark patterns. Facing our fears. We want to be our best self. We have to face the fact that we can, at times, be our worst self if we allow it. If we allow ourselves to entertain and get lost, the truth is that that's us. And that can feel imprisoning if you let it. You can allow that to make you feel like you shouldn't go out at all. What's your worth? What's your value? What have you really done? What have you really grown? Are you even anything at all? Shh. You're golden. You are shining. Didn't you know that those rough patches, they were shaping you into the beautiful cup that you are? All of those hardships, all of those struggles, all of the things that you screamed out in anger towards. Yes, they were wrong. They were unjust. They were not correct. But at the same time, they were the thing that told you, that made you stand up and say, no, this is wrong. You're being unjust. This behavior is incorrect. It gave you the opportunity to stand up. Did you take it? Did you act in it? Because if you do, in those circumstances and situations, you're going to feel a whole lot better than any of this darkness out here on the board could ever bring. You won't feel that. You won't feel that way. Promise. You might feel sore. You might take some hits. You might get hurt. Not saying you won't. However, the hits that you're going to take, knowing that you war, I was going to say came out war. Wonder why. That you were totally distracted by the war. Got totally distracted by the war. Caught up in the heat of the moment. I literally just got a cool breeze from the sun no longer beating down on me for a few seconds. I got to cool down. I got to cool down a little bit. Keeping your cool, keeping your calm in those circumstances and situations. Because when you act in your best alignment, no matter the hits you take, it's like being sore after working out really hard. It's a good hurt. It's a hurt you kind of love. Like, you know, you do like a really good workout and like, oh, it kind of hurts to move, man, but that feels good. That feels good because I can feel my muscles getting stronger. It's different than when you experience something that's breaking your body down, like illness. You know, it doesn't feel the same as when you're sick. That's for sure. Because we are showing our strength and we are becoming stronger. We are evolving into that person that we've always looked to for inner guidance. That was our best self. What would I do if I were in my best self, in my best circumstances and situations? Because even when we are in our pure heaven light of best self and circumstance and situation, chaos can still get in there. You're still going to have to like interact with everything else. And there's going to be stuff coming around trying to knock you off your horse. But how do you receive that? How do you respond to that? And what can you do in those situations that makes you feel better about yourself, even if it hurts? That makes you feel like, you know what? That was right. Because when you're right, you're right. And you can put it down and you don't have to worry about it anymore. When you're right, but you act wrong, you're going to stress about it for days, weeks, months, maybe even years. Maybe even years of knowing that you should have done this thing and knowing that you did the opposite for no good reason whatsoever. There was no reason for you to act that way, and yet you allowed yourself to do so. And now you are haunted by that action. because you weren't acting in your best and lightest self. How can you reconcile this? By taking up those swords in the next opportunity. Gods know there's going to be a next time that you're going to bump into this kind of cycle, circumstance, situation. But what you do next time matters just as much as what you did last time. So draw up that sword, pick it up out of the air, and move it out of your way so you can step forward in your true light, in your true guidance. Act in your strength and your courageousness, and you will be reinforced and fortified from within. And nothing will knock you down. Okay, you might get knocked around a little bit. Let's not fool the kids here. Life's rough no matter who you are, where you are, what you're doing. We're all gonna take hits. It's about how you roll with those punches. It's about how you take the hit. It's about how you act afterwards. Self-introspection and deep transformation, the Scorpio moon highlights. Very important. Do take this time, whenever you can find it, to tap into yourself, your feelings, your thoughts. Connect with your highest self and let you be your best guidance. Don't be afraid. There's nothing to fear but failure, and you've failed more times than you've succeeded in your life. But you're a stronger, better, and smarter person because of it. So don't ever forget that. We don't have to beat ourselves up. We don't have to get swallowed up by mistakes. We can correct. Maybe not in the past, because sometimes what's done is done. And as my kids would say, you can't untoast your toast. Once it's cooked, it's cooked. However, we can make another dish. There's always another opportunity for us to find, bring in, and draw in more. Even if it's just a little bit more. What you put out comes back to you. Give and receive. Love and be loved. Be light. Thank you, children. We'll see you next time.